Toe Tarot. My name is Laura. It is a pleasure to be with you guys today and to read for you. I did get a request for a career and finances or career and money reading. I'm doing this as a pick a card reading, and it will be for the next 30 days. It is timeless, however, so it's the next 30 days from whenever you click on this reading. As I understand it, there aren't a lot of career and money readings out on YouTube, so I am happy to do this and see what we come up with. For this reading today, I have chosen 3 stones that are in some way associated with money and abundance. On pile 1 is the Cinnabar quartz, enhanced quartz. This is a man-made stone. On pile 2 is an Amazonite. On pile 3 is a citrine. So that's just for you, those of you who like to choose based on stone. I have pulled most of the cards here. I might pull some more as I go through the reading, but I feel like that these are probably the cards for the piles. So make your choice. 1, 2, or 3. Which pile do you think is going to answer the question, what's coming up for you in the next 30 days in career and money? If you have not subscribed to my channel and you want to, please do so. It is completely free to subscribe to my channel or any channel on YouTube. When you do subscribe, hit that bell and you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me, it helps grow the channel. It just helps with all the algorithms, and it helps with my confidence level as well. I will put some instructions in the description box below about how to choose a pile if you've never done a pick a card reading before. It's not really a card, it's a pile, isn't it? Anyway, so if you've never done one of those, I'll have some instructions in the description box below. You can use those instructions or you can do it any way that you want to. There is no right or wrong way. Just be pretty intuitive about it. That's the best way. All right, so go ahead and choose your pile. Click on the timestamp in the description box below. That will take you directly to that part of the reading, and I will see you there. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 1 for your pick a card reading on career and finances or career and money, these will be your messages. Pile 1 did have the Cinnabar enhanced quartz on it. And I think I'm going to save the angels and ancestors and the sacred traveler for the end, and I will pull the regular tarot cards. I'm using the Gregory Scott tarot deck, and I'm also using the Druid Craft tarot deck, and I will pull universal weight and rider weight as I need to, but we'll just see what we got here. All right, so you got the Queen of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the Death card. And with the Druid Craft Tarot, you got the Fool card, the 3 of Pentacles, the Princess of Pentacles, and the Prince of Swords. So the first message I'm getting here, this is very specific. So this is either going to be for you or it is not for you. If you start listening to this and you're like, no, that's not me at all, then go ahead and click off this and click onto one of the other piles. Or I do have some other timeless money and career readings out there that you can choose from. This is so specific. Okay. So you do have this death card here, which can sometimes mean a literal death. It doesn't usually. It usually means the ending of one cycle in your life and a transformation coming from that. Like things have to end sometimes in order to make way for the new. And that's the message of the death card. People want to focus on the death bit of it, but it's really about the transformation bit of it. That's the important thing. On either side of that, you have the Four of Wands here, which talks about happiness around the home. Can talk about weddings. Notice that. Two people in love getting married here. There are people there watching the wedding, generally read as a celebration around the home, happiness around the home. And then over here you got the Queen of Cups, which is either minor arcana for Scorpio, or it is kind of mother energy. It talks about a woman who is very solid in the emotions, very good at relationships, very good at understanding how people feel and talking them through, almost like psychology kind of energy, talking them through situations, because they just get those things. They get the emotions. They've almost, the Queen, after the Queen of Cups comes the King of Cups. So when you get to the King of any suit, you've mastered it. The Queen is pretty good, really, really good. But I'm also feeling the feminine energy in this. So I feel like this, and again, this is so specific. I feel like this is a family, and there has been a death in the family, and it is this primary relationship here, the mother and father here. It's a death of one of those, and it looks like maybe even the father. Yep, definitely the father. Yep. So what I'm picking up is that the mother is left trying to figure out how to create a living for her family. She does have 2 children here. So I think that's probably a boy or a girl, but not necessarily a boy or a girl. You got the Princess of Pentacles, which is in the Universal Weight Tarot would be the Page of Pentacles. That talks about a young, studious kind of person, someone who's very earthy, maybe even one of the earth signs, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, but just very studious and very interested in those things that are very tangible. Maybe likes rocks because they're tangible, they're of the earth. Likes food, clothing, shelter. Stable person, stable child. And then this other young energy you have here. This is, the princes in this deck are really knights, but this is a younger, probably a gentleman that's a little rash. The swords always talk about mental energy, so they're very smart. They're probably quick-witted, but they can be a little bit rash and impulsive. Who can't when they're young, right? Very strongly getting the message that this was a very happy family, and there has been a death probably of the father in that family, and now the mom has to figure out how to make a living for these kids. You got this 3 of Pentacles here, which provides a clue about the direction that this person is going in, or the direction that this person wants to go in. The 3 of Pentacles talks about making a living based on things that you do with your hands, craft. It is finesse it is creative things. Like maybe you're an artist, or Maybe you are a woodworker, or there is something. It is something that has to do with your creative abilities and skills. Maybe you're a writer, whatever it is. You are going to be using those skills to make a living for your family. It is a new endeavor for you, and I feel with the full here, I feel it's you. I feel you are going to start your own business. You're going to do it on your own. It is a big adventure. You don't know how it's going to work out. You're at the very beginning stages. You're at 0. That means 0 is all infinite. It's all possibility. Anything can happen. You don't know how it's going to turn out, but you are taking a leap of faith. The full always requires a leap of faith. Maybe this death happened quite a while ago, and you've had to go within to figure out what you were going to do and how you were going to make a living for your family. I think that you are figuring that out. You're starting that journey in the next 30 days. The 3s talk about other people as well. So the 3 of Pentacles says that yes, you're the one that has the skills. You're the one that can make this business work with the skills and the creative, juices and whatever mastery you have. You're going to be able to make it work. You are going to need help, and help is available for you. It's almost like the community is looking on and cheering you on in this endeavor. They want you to do this. They feel like this is the right direction to go in to provide for your family. Community can mean actual family, like if you are a young person and you have parents that have money, or grandparents that have money, they're going to be willing to put money into your venture so that you can be successful. So another message of the 3 of Pentacles is when you're making plans for future wealth and you're making plans from a creative idea, you want to be careful about who you tell that to. Keep the information that you give to other people just to your trusted. Oh, I just noticed something. That's cool. Okay, hold on. So keep the information just to your trusted advisors, just those people that you really, really trust. Because, if it is a creative idea, if you tell too many people, someone might take your idea. If you tell the wrong people, it might not work out for some other reason. But the message is just keep it to those people that you can really, really trust. I just noticed this. Notice this guy, this person here, and I think it is a guy actually, is wearing that green check pattern. This girl is wearing that green check pattern as well. So I feel like that is a message that whatever this endeavor is has to do with it has to do with one of your children. Like maybe one of your children will be involved in this money-making thing in some way, or one of your children inspires the idea, the business idea, or it is related to children. Like maybe you make clothes for children, or it has something to do with the Princess of Pentacles energy, whoever that is for you. If it's your daughter, if you have a son and a daughter, then it's your daughter. If it's if these are like 2 boys, then it would be the younger and more practical child, not the older, funny, impulsive child. And even deeper here, there's that this is a guy here. And this is a child, a girl. Some connection to the dad who passed away, actually, and the child. There's some connection there. Like they have something in common that gives you this idea for this money-making thing. Or the dad who passed away is watching over this and helping you figure this out, helping you figure this business idea out. But this is deep, but it's coming through her. Like she's sitting here looking, or the younger one, it may be a boy, this may be two girls, maybe a boy, girl. The younger one is sitting here looking at this pinnacle. See that? Like, you know how kids can sometimes, they know what's going on in the family. Kids are smart, man. They know what's going on in the family. They know mom's worrying about money. So this child is looking, she's got this, her hand on her face like that, like she has an idea. Maybe she's even too young to be able to formulate how to turn it into a business, but she's giving the idea. This is almost telepathically, or I guess that's the only way it would be, right? She's giving the money-making idea to dad, who is watching over this situation and giving that information to you to help you do this. Oh gosh, that's deep. Deep, deep, deep. This is basically a reading for just one person. I apologize to the rest of you, but you know, I just let the messages come through, and because you know that's what I am. I am a conduit to bring these messages out to people. So if Spirit wants to deliver this message to somebody, I am happy to be the one to deliver it. I do get that this is a very specific reading and it's probably not for everybody. It's probably just for one person, but that's the way it is. All right, so just for final messages, I asked from the Sacred Traveler, what does pile 1 need to do right now, if anything? And the Sacred Traveler, a message from the Sacred Traveler is, wondrous universe, walk in beauty. Isn't that amazing? That goes back to that telepathic message there. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're being protected. You're being guided. The universe has your back on this situation, and you're being walked through this whole process. You're being helped, quite frankly, in this whole process from people who are here in the real world and from people who have passed on before you, from the divine, from the archangels, from your passed on loved ones, to your ancestors, to your spirit guides. Everybody is all in on this thing, on this journey that you're about getting ready to take, and they're there to guide you. All right, final words of wisdom from the angels and ancestors. Oh, you got Traveler, move in a new direction. Yeah, the same, it's almost like full energy here. Yes, it's a journey. It's going to be a beautiful and exciting journey. It is a new direction for you. I wish you all the best, and I wish you the best of luck with this business venture that you're going into right now. It is divinely guided, and you do not need to worry about it all. And I just think it is so beautiful, the support that you have on this, not just from people that are still here on earth with you, but people who are you cannot see and touch at this time. Your whole spiritual team is all in on this thing. That's awesome. All right, that's all I have for my pile 1s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 2, these are going to be your messages. Pile 2 did have that beautiful Amazonite on it. Big card for abundance. I'm going to save the angels and ancestors. Oh, wow. You got 2 sacred travelers. and the Sacred Traveler cards for later. And I'll pull out the tarot first, and we'll get the message for you guys for what's coming up in career and finances in the next 30 days. Got the Three of Pentacles. This is the Gregory Scott Tarot. I'm having fun with them. I actually like them. I got them about 3 weeks ago. Page of Swords. I'm just noticing there's some different messages in here from the regular universal weight. So I'll pull these if I need to, but they're fun. Okay, the High Priestess. And the Nine of Wands. From the Druid Craft Tarot, you got the King of Swords, the Moon card, and the Feralt, which is Temperance in this. This is the equivalent of Temperance in the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, this is interesting. Check this out. Check this particular rendition of the Page of Swords and this Feralt. What do you see there? Same thing. Chemistry. Blending. So what does that mean for career and finances for pile 2? So let's start here, because I feel like this is, wow, that's interesting too. Okay, so I feel like this is very interesting, but let's start here, because I feel like as far as career and finances, this is the only card that we have here. I may pull some more cards. This is the only card that we have here that talks about Pentacles, which is, for those of you who do not know, the Pentacles talks about earthy things like food, clothing, shelter, but also jobs, careers, finances, money, those things that we need to have here on earth to sustain our life. That's the earth stuff. That's the Pentacle stuff. So the Three of Pentacles talks about making plans to it talks about making a living, and particularly in this deck, at something that you do with your hands. This woman is some kind of welder or something, or metal worker. So then you got this Page of Swords here, which is usually, they can be like something that's being offered to you, but it's young energy. If it's a person, Page of Swords for me is the Taurus energy. And pages are also messages. Swords would be clarity. Unexpected. News, or unexpected or upsetting news coming in. And new beginning. So there's new begin. I feel like there's something new here that's being started. The Three of Pentacles talks about that. It talks about a new venture, that you're doing something with your hands that has the potential to make money in the future. Threes talk about support and help. It doesn't so much in this particular rendition of it. The Gregory Scott, you don't have that, the other people in the card that you normally do. So I'm going to read these kind of loosely as the general meaning, the general tarot meaning, and look more to what we have going on here symbolically in this particular reading. So the Feralt does talk about temperance and balance and blending a little bit of this and a little bit of that to create something new. I actually feel like this is literal. And when we're talking about career for you guys, it's literally blending, making perfume, making natural candles, making soap, cooking, something sciencey here, some chemistry kind of thing. Lab, like being down in a lab, and I'm definitely getting cooking a lot, actually, with this pot here. But also sciencey. Something chemist. There's something chemist. There's a chemistry element to whatever this is that you guys are doing here, career-wise. Okay, so what is coming? This is not action. This is just kind of telling us who we're talking about here, right? So what is coming up for you in the next 30 days is that you are working on this new idea for a business that has some kind of chemical element to it. The Nine of Wands, this may be why you're doing it. The Nine of Wands is a card of being kind of exhausted, a little bit battle worn. This guy is literally throwing up his hands. Like there's one battle that has to be fought and he's like, I don't know if I'm going to win this one or not. You know? But okay, so I do get the battle worn message, which is the general meaning for the card, and then this particular rendition of him throwing up the hands there. I think this is where you're at in the next 30 days, is in your current job. You're like, I'm so done with this. I've got to quit doing this. So you get some clarity about the situation. The King of Swords is Libra energy, but it's also that... could be an older gentleman that helps you make decisions or whatever, like that you can go to, and he's really smart or whatever and helps you make decisions because he's got the clarity. He can help you find clarity in the situation. It could be that you're finding clarity in the situation and saying, you know what? I'm kind of fed up with this. I cannot do this anymore. I'm going to have to figure out something else here to make a living. So that's where this comes in. That's where this crafting, it's something crafting. It's something that you do with your hands. You're making plans to escape your current position and do something on your own that has to do with, it has to do with something that you do with your hands. It also has to do with intuition. Because you got the High Priestess here, which is the card of feminine spirituality. You have the Moon card, which is the card of intuition. Using your instincts to move forward in a situation. And she has this, again, these are different depictions. She has some kind of smoking something there in her hand. She has whatever's cooking over here. She's got it in her hand. Okay, so what does that have to do? What does all this chemistry have to do with this intuition here? With this spiritual knowledge? You're going to have to decide that. Are you blending? It could be something like this, like what I do, like reading tarot, something new agey or whatever that has to do something that has to do with spirituality, and you are creating it by blending a little bit of this and a little bit of that to coming up with your own spiritual message here that you're getting out to the world. That's what I think that is, actually. Or it could be something more mundane than that. It could be, you're blending something together to create something new that you're going to offer the world. I'm still getting, I was getting cooking with this pot here. And the way she's holding this dish here, I'm getting cooking with that too. I don't know why I'm getting the cooking here, but I'm getting it. For some of you, that's just going to be what it is. Maybe you're going to open your own restaurant. Maybe you're going to create your own cookbook based on information that you have and you alone. It's something that you do, though, with your hands. It's an actual craft or a skill that you have that you're gonna take out into the world. After you finish blending it all together, it's not ready yet. You're cooking it up. You're sitting here at your office thinking, I'm so sick of this place. But while you're sitting there thinking that, you're making plans for this. You're cooking this up. For some of you, literally cooking it up. For some of you, it's going to be other things. But it does have a blending element in it. Mixing multiple things together to make something new. And the Page of Swords means there's an aha moment. There's a message that comes into you that offers you some clarity. There's some information that comes into you that offers you some clarity on this. Here's how I can blend them to make this new thing. You're getting clarity. Like maybe you've been experimenting with something and you've been wondering, okay, how can I do that? How can I blend this and make that? Or how can I come up with this? You're going to get the information that you need to figure out how to do it and bring it into reality. Bring it in to create something new, a dish that you can offer to the world. That's really interesting. You guys are an interesting group here. Okay, so here's the final message in these tarot. The Moon card talks about not having it all figured out. You're not going to be able to see the whole picture all at the same time when you go out and do this new thing here. You're going to have to take it one step at a time. Things will be murky on either side of you. There may be naysayers on either side of you. There may be people who want to drag you down, who want to talk you out of it. It's just I'm hearing noise. It's just noise. Your guidance is do not listen to them. Keep moving forward one step at a time. When the light does come out, in the daylight, you will find that you are on the right path. But in the meantime, you will be moving forward based on your instincts. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. And it's gonna be okay. There's some good things in here in this idea for you. There's balance in there for you. There's using your internal knowing and your strength and getting that out into the world. There's maybe even a spiritual element to it for some of you. Although I feel like when you craft something with your hands, there's always some of you in that. There's always a spiritual element to that. So yeah, that's what's happening. Woo, that's exciting. All right. Just to end this reading for the Sacred Traveler, I asked, what does pile 2 need to do right now, if anything? And you got in the flow, everything is smooth sailing, and wise leader, you are a beacon for others. I think that goes right along with this. Whatever you come up with, and particularly if it's of a spiritual nature, you're shining, you're taking your finished product and you're taking it out to the world to help other people. I love that for y'all. That is so cool. Whatever it is you're cooking up is going to be beneficial to the whole world. And I think this is just saying, again, going back to this, there's so much that you're not going to be able to see in the beginning. Don't worry. It's fine. Just be in the flow of the doing, the crafting. Be in the flow of the crafting. Get in that flow and everything will work out exactly the way it is supposed to. All right. So for the final words of wisdom, you got sage, be devoted and committed. Again, very spiritual message here with the sage. For a lot of you guys, there's a message of spirituality. Whatever this is that you're working on, it is for the whole world, and it'll help the whole world spiritually. The sages were wise leaders, but this is saying don't give up, be devoted and committed to getting this message out into the world, to continuing to work on this until it's ready to take it out into the world, because it is going to help other people a lot, which is beautiful actually. Don't give up. Okay, that's all I have for my pile twos. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 3, these are going to be your messages for this pick a card, which is what's coming up in the next 30 days in career and finances. So pile 3 did have the citrine on it. Good card for abundance. You guys got a lot of cards. The cards just kept coming out for y'all. So I think Spirit has a lot of messages they want to give you. I'm going to save the Angels and Ancestors cards and the Sacred Traveler cards to the end. We'll see what messages are in there. But I will start with the tarot, and I chose the Gregory Scott Tarot this week and the Druid Craft Tarot. Let's see what we got tarot here. We got the Emperor card, the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and the Devil card. Interesting. Okay. So with the Druid Craft Tarot, you got the Hermit card, the 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands. That's 3 sixes. What's missing? The 6 of Pentacles. The money. The money is missing. I think that's significant that the money is missing. Because sixes are about harmony. Harmony in relationships, harmony around the home. Let's just look at these sixes first before we get into this. So the 6 of Cups talks about nostalgia. It talks about childhood nostalgia. This is, in the traditional tarot, the only card that has children in it. And a lot of times it will talk about, somebody from your past coming back to offer you something in the way of relationship. But I'm not getting that from this particular version. I'm getting the innocence of childhood here and childhood nostalgia. The 6 of Swords is usually a much happier card than this. This one's kind of creepy looking. This gentleman is in a boat. He's rowing the boat, and the message of the card is that brighter days are ahead. You've been through something. Yes, it's been difficult. The demons have been after you, but that is over, and now you're moving forward. You still have some problems, But taking a rest from your situation will help you deal with what problems are left. Mostly you're moving forward. You're moving on to brighter days. The Six of Wands is very much a victory card. It is about winning, but it is also about public adoration and being recognized publicly for something that you have won. Yes, the last minor arcana card that you have is the Four of Wands, which talks about celebrations around the home. A lot of times we'll talk about weddings around the home, some kind of celebration around the home, happiness around the home, but the home features very prominently here in this card. So then what we have left are the major arcana. You have the Devil, you have the Emperor, and you have the Hermit. Interestingly, they're all people cards. Devil, Emperor, Hermit. The Hermit talks about retreating from the world, which may be connected to this home situation, to go within and figure out what you want to do next. It's a very spiritual card. So the retreat is, it's not necessarily the dark night of the soul, but it is a time to go within and to reflect, probably after a period of some not great stuff, right? Things have not been so great. I need to retreat from the work world, which is what we're talking about. We're talking about work and career, right? So I need to retreat from the work world, go within, and figure out what I want to do next. Okay, it's kind of coming together for me a little bit here. All right, that's all connected right here. This is where we start this reading. Sometimes it takes a minute to figure it out. So I figure that's where you guys have been. This might be pandemic related. This might be work from home related. Like, a lot of people were sent home during the pandemic. A lot of offices have decided they're going to stay home and not go back at all. Some offices have decided they're going to do some kind of hybrid. They're going to work from home mostly, but they will go in the office when they need to. So I feel like this here is talking about that work from home, isolation, pandemic energy, okay? Which we are coming out of. However, I do feel like for those of you, it may be a situation where it was all right at first. It was nice to take that break retreat from the world, to get right in your head, to be able to work from home. That gives you more time to be at home and do those things that are enjoyable to you, like meditate and work out and watch TV, whatever it is that is enjoyable to you. But it did provide more time for reflection. This always reminds me of Chattanooga, Tennessee, of Lookout Mountain, with that river, Tennessee River down there. Okay, I digress. All right, so what started out as kind of cool at first became, you felt really stuck in that situation. It's like things were not moving forward at all. This guy's got a lot of Scotch whiskey there. The devil can talk about addictions, but it's really so loose. It's not necessarily just addictions. It's to things. You can get addicted to anything, but you can get addicted to thinking incorrectly, and that can keep you stuck as well. I I feel like this Six of Cups and this nostalgia, childhood nostalgia, kind of goes with this Four of Wands here, and around the happiness at the home, around the home. I think there's mother energy in this card, and I feel like there's not always, but there is in this particular rendition of it. So I feel like a lot of you, it was, I've been stuck at home for more than 2 years. It has been wonderful to spend this time with my family. At first, it was very wonderful to spend the time with the family, because when you're a working mom, you feel like you spend a lot of time at work, and you feel like you spend a lot of time getting ready for work and driving to work and driving home from work. It just takes up a lot of your time, and you don't ever feel like you're devoting enough time to your children. And when the pandemic happened and people were sent home, I think a lot of moms liked that, because it did give them an opportunity to spend more time at home with the kids than, you know, when everybody was working 9 to 5 at a job. You know, that's just the way the world was for a very long time. I think eventually that felt very stuck to you. You felt very stuck, and you kind of wanted things to move forward again. Your home, while at first was, it was a very beautiful time to be able to spend that time with your family and to go within and to find some answers and retreat from all the hectic day-to-day craziness of the world. First, it was wonderful, and then it became kind of a prison. So now, this is where we are now, okay? So, for some reason, first of all, the Six of Swords is a promise of moving on to brighter days. So we are kind of winding down from the pandemic. Depending on where you are in the world, I think there's still more restrictions than in other places in the world, but that's definitely winding down. And we have realized that we are going to have to live with coronavirus or COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, because it's here to stay. It's not going away. So we have to figure out how we're going to deal with that. And that's kind of what that Six of Swords represents. We're moving on. We're still stuck with it. How are we going to deal with that? Okay, so in the meantime, for you guys, what's happening here? In the next 30 days, career and finances. You either have already gotten a job that will bring you a lot of recognition, or you're getting ready to get a job that will bring you a lot of recognition. And I think it takes you out into the world more again. That's not to say that you're not going to ever be able to work from home again, but it might be more of a balanced kind of situation. You're going out into the world because the Emperor talks about establishing yourself out in the world. And this is father order. This is definitely about work. It's definitely boss energy. It's establishing yourself out in the work world, and basically bossing up. So what I think is coming for you guys is a big old promotion at work, or another job that raises your visibility. Another step on the ladder of your career. A big step up, though. It's not a little one. It's a big old step up. Because the Emperor is the king of all the kings. There are 4 kings in the tarot deck. The Emperor is above those. And he does not get there by playing nice. He has been through it. He has been through all of those king phases. He has beaten all of those kings to get to be the Emperor. So you've worked really hard for it. That's why it's the victory card. Because you've worked really hard for it and you have won. Y'all are bossing up. That's what's happening. Okay. To finish up this reading, I was going to pull one card from the Sacred Traveler to see if there's anything that pile 3 needs to do right now. and 1 card from the angels and ancestors for final words of wisdom. Well, you guys got 3 for each, so I have no idea what's happening here, but we're getting ready to find out. Let's see what messages, what additional messages Spirit wants to give us. So, for pile 3, what action do they need to take? What do they need to do? Okay, you got joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. You got grounding, go deep and explore your roots. And you got great adventure. Take a risk, venture forward. Okay, this is almost, I feel like this is the same message. You're moving forward. After a period of delay, things are on the horizon. Good things are on the horizon. And things are definitely looking up. You're moving forward, for sure. So get another message from this grounding bit of it and these 2 cards together. I didn't mention this before. I didn't see this before. I think this might change the meaning for this a little bit, for these 2 cards. For some of you, whenever the isolation happened and you were sent home and you had to go within you had the time, not had to, but you had the time to go within and to figure out what you wanted to do next. I think that 2 years of 2.5 years, however long it's been, probably, yeah, a little over 2 years now. For a lot of you guys, you have been actually doing some serious spiritual work. Like, this is what this is saying to me right now, these 3 cards together. You've been exploring your past, and maybe in some cases, even your childhood, digging really deep to see why you were in the situation you were in. Not that it was a bad situation work-wise. To figure out what was holding you back. And it kind of, for a lot of you, even it went way back to your childhood. What was keeping you from having this, from doing this, from being this boss, from having this boss energy, from going to the next step in your career? What was keeping you from that? I think a lot of you have had to dig really deep to figure that out, and you've done the work. So congratulations on that. You are moving forward, and you're moving forward to what you wanted. What maybe you've wanted for a long time, what maybe you've wanted all along, even since you were a child. It's happening. It's happening for you now. Accept the lessons that you have learned. Yeah, it sucked to have to dig deep and go through all those lessons, that dark night of the soul or whatever that was that you had to go through, dig through your childhood, whatever it is that you did. Acknowledge that, appreciate that, the time to do that. And the desire, you having the desire to do it, and you doing the work. Congratulations on all of that. But now is a time to open your heart up to joy and embrace the joy, because you're going out big time. You're going out into the world in a big way. Okay, so final words of wisdom. Again, I was going to pull 1 card, and you guys got 3. 1, broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. 2, high priestess, harness mystic power. And 3, great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. So this is awesome. First of all, this peace and this joy just kind of goes together. This is where you're coming to. This is where you have come from in your time of going within. So there's a very spiritual element to the Hermit card. Like I said, it is about retreating from the world and finding the answers. But once you find the answers yourself, notice this light here. then you become a beacon for others. Once you learn the lessons, then you can shine your light for the rest of the world. So this is saying the words of wisdom, and the final message here is, yes, you are bossing up. Your life is becoming very much more peaceful, very much more joyful, but you have learned some big lessons. You have leveled up spiritually in the last 2 years, and you will be called upon, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in the future, you will be called upon to share those messages, the lessons that you have learned here. You have leveled up spiritually. You're going to teach other people how to level up spiritually. That's the message in there. That is awesome. Wow, you guys. That was a big reading. This is not career and finances. This is life path is what this is. There is an element of career in here because you are getting some kind of promotion. You're getting a better job. You're leveling up in your career for sure. But this is really more about your life path energy and where you're headed, which is amazing. It is amazing. Congratulations. Good work, y'all. I can't wait to see what you come up with and what your message is that you're sharing to the world now. I can't wait to see it. Put comments down below if you know what that is already. All right, that's all I have for my pile threes. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care.